This demonstration we're going to look at creating and configuring distribution point groups. We'll have a look at configuring site system prerequisites in order to install the role. We'll have a look at adding a new distribution point site system role to a server I have called TorServe2. We'll have a look at then some of the settings that we have for distribution points, and then we'll have a look at finally creating a distribution point group. First thing I need to do at this point here is I just need to set up some prerequisites. So one of the prerequisites for installing distribution point is that we have IIS. Now we can get IIS installed as part of the rollout. Other prerequisite as well is specifying the installation account. So what I'm going to do here, I'll come into computer management on TorServe2. I'll come to my local users and groups. I'll go to my groups and I'll go to administrators. And what I'm going to do for the installation, select the add button. Let's change my object types and I'll specify computers. What we'll do at this point here is we'll just specify lon-cfg, as that is where I'm doing the installation from, and we'll select OK, and we'll select OK. Now we'll move over to lon-cfg, which is my current site server, and we'll initiate an installation of a distribution point to TorServe2 from lon-cfg. So we'll move across now. We've moved across, we'll come to our administration workspace in our config manager console. We'll go to our site configuration. We'll expand up the site configuration node. We'll come to server and site system roles. We'll right click at this point here and create a site system server. That'll bring me into a wizard. So what we're going to do is specify the server that we're going to install the role onto, which is TorServe2. Select OK. We're going to do this for site S01, so TorServe2 will become a member of S01. I'm not going to specify a fully qualified domain name for the internet. I'm not using the internet, and I won't require the site server to initiate a connection to this site system. We will use, for the installation, lon-cfg's computer account to install the role onto TorServe2. So we did that by adding in lon-cfg into the administrators group for TorServe2. We'll select Next. We won't bother with a proxy and select Next. What we'll then do is we are installing a distribution point. We'll select our Next button again. Just in the case of our distribution point, we will get it to install and configure IIS if required. I'm not going to enable branch cache. I'm not going to adjust the download speed. I am going to use HTTP because I'm on a local area network with no internet connectivity, and I will use my self-signed certificate that we're about to create. And we will enable this distribution point for pre-staged content in case I do have a slow link. And then we'll select the Next button. I'm happy with the default drive settings, so we will specify on each drive space used by the distribution point. And what we're doing at this point here is we're just really reserving some free space. I'll just leave automatic for the primary content library location and the primary package share location, but as you can see you can change it if you want. We'll leave automatic. And we'll select Next. Not going to bother setting up a pull distribution point, so I won't enable this distribution point to pull content from other distribution points. We'll just select Next. It's going to be standalone-ish. Pixie settings, I'm not going to use this distribution point to install operating systems. It's purely for applications that users will use, so we won't bother enabling Pixie. We won't bother enabling multicast for the same reason. We will enable content validation though. Happy to do that every 7 days, and the whole purpose of all of this is just to allow verification of the integrity of the packages on this distribution point. So we'll select Next. We don't have any boundary groups, but if we did, I could add this server to a boundary group, and then we could target clients against the boundary group based off their network location, and that would therefore allow them to download content from TorServe2. So we'll select Next, read the summary and select Next. Then we'll select Close. And then what we'll do is we'll just come to the monitoring workspace. Now I'm expecting at least one error as part of the installation, purely because of the Windows firewall. So if we have a look down here and just come to distribution status, we'll then just scroll this down and go for our distribution point configuration status. What we should see at some point is we should see a couple of ticks there. So we've got lon-cfg, great, and we've also got TorServe2 here, and that icon means it's waiting for pre-staged content. Now if we just click on TorServe2, what we can see it's currently in progress. Like I said, when this is all through progress, I'm expecting at least one failed, purely because of the Windows firewall. However, we won't sit and watch this. We know the installation is completing. So click on the details pane. As we can see, failed to connect, and like I said, That's based off the Windows firewall. So what we'll do at this point here is we'll just come back to administration. We'll just go to our servers and site system roles. I'll just select Tor-serve2, and what we can do is we can configure some of the settings on the distribution point itself. So if we come in here, just on the general page, this is just general information based off the installation. So as you can see here, this matches up to the installation properties. Same with Pixie. So we're not enabling Pixie support. Got multicast support, not bothered about that. We have our group relationships. Currently this distribution point is not a member of a distribution point group. We're going to create one of them. If we look at the content, we've currently got the config manager client package on there. So that's used for actually installing the config manager client. Content validation, at this point here, we specified that we would validate content. We've already said we're not a member of any boundary groups. If we click on the schedule tab at this point here, we can control network load during critical periods. So at this point here, what we're saying is it's available 24/7. We're not going to limit any rates, but we could during certain hours of the day. Then if we finally look at the pull distribution point, we've already said we're not pulling down content from anywhere else. But as you can see, after the installation does not set things in stone. We can modify some of the settings afterwards. So we'll click OK at this point here. So now let's create a group. So what we're going to do, we're in the administration workspace. What we're going to do is just come to our distribution points. What we're going to do is highlight our 2 distribution points. Once we've highlighted our 2 distribution points, all we're going to do is just right click. What we're going to do is we're just going to add selected items, and we're going to add these selected items to a new distribution point group. That's going to ask me what do I want to call it. I'm going to call this London DPs. Description is distribution points used for London. And if we select collections, what we'll do at this point here is we can specify collections to associate with this group. So what I'm going to do at this point here is I'm just going to select add. What we're going to do is we're going to go for, let's go for our device collections rather than user collections. And then what we'll do at this point here is we'll highlight our London clients. And we'll select OK. And we'll select OK. And what we should see, come to our distribution point groups now, we have our distribution point group. Let's just right click and look at the properties. So on the properties at this point here, general page is just giving us information. So we can see here we've got 2 group members, got 1 associate collection. Collection is London clients. Content, no content at the minute. Members, the 2 config manager servers. Finally, who can actually look after all of this. Now we'll select OK. That's the end of this demonstration of creating a distribution point and also as well a distribution point group. Thank you.